make sure my internet is stable, and also to make sure I've loaded the correct save file. I have. Okay. No real goal for today apart from try and get 700. Running out of goals left to have before 1k. I mean, 1k seems like the inevitable point. I mean, I am going to lose at some point. I don't have to worry about an infinite streak like would be the issue with continuing Castle. I will eventually lose. That's a bit loud, actually. I'm going to turn it down. VOD watchers are going to complain about that, I think. Go down to 10. Okay. I'm seeing no dropped frames. Looks like the game's also a steady 60, so I'm going to go in. I mean, technically I should probably wait for that, but that's fine. I'm just going to go in. The first match of the streak, the first match of a set is always the hardest in terms of the way that it lines up. Game 1, Idol. It's an Eevee Idol, but Jolteon lead is good for me. Biggest risk here is going to be potential Espeon setup. Jolteon, it's coming back to me every time I play this team. Jolteon's always one of these enemies where it's like, it looks completely safe to set up against it, but if Shadow Ball gets a special defense drop into a crit, I can be in a bit of trouble. I guess if that happened, I probably would switch. Also, double crit, always a risk. But I won't need a lot to win this game. I don't need a lot to go my way. I think I'll just Earthquake, to be honest. Earthquake and then Outrage. I might as well let that run. Pretty good board for me overall. The berry square is safe, the item squares are not. And I don't want fog. For obvious reasons. 40% to move. 40% to miss every move is horrible. Absolutely horrible. Bum, 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 bum. I think best is Lum or Citrus. Yes. I guess that does change the Jolteon matchup a little bit, but it's still the risk of the special defense drop into crit. And there's no point setting up if Espeon's going to kill me with Psychic anyway. Arcade Monday. It was Earthquake, so it was 3 or 4. Espeon in next is expected. I'm just going to Outrage. It needs to be Espeon 1 or 2 to outspeed me. Okay, so it's 3 or 4. And Flareon can't win. A gentle start. Sailor? I don't like Slowbro leads because of the Trick Room risk. Having said that, apart from that, it's fine because like Politoed and Blastoise are not threats. The physical Blastoise set with a Life Orb is not having a Life Orb in the arcade as no item, and that basically means that Politoed also can't do much because Lissu and Suicune are both pretty safe. Thanks, Dennis. So yeah, no special prep. I do have Citrus Berry as well, which Probably doesn't matter for this match, but why not? I don't want to risk this, 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 and this. If I had to stop, it would be around here anyway. I could maybe give them a berry. The berry can backfire, like if it's a Patea berry. I think I might be a little bit upset about that. In Blastoise is a bit too slow to take advantage of it, but Torrent Surf and so on. The real question is what to do with Garchomp this game. Like, obviously they could all have an ice move for Garchomp. So in some ways it doesn't really matter. Always going to be a bit of a risk. I don't like switching out of Slowbro 1 though, because of Calm Mind. I think I am probably just going to use Outrage. Purely on the basis that I don't need Garchomp to win this fight. The worst one possible is Slowbro 4. Of course. Okay, so now that it is Slowbro 4, I think I'll just go Blissey, since the paralysis timing works out nicely to deny staying up. Actually, it might be a good thing that Garchomp didn't use up its Citrus Berry. I would really like it if Blissey also didn't use up its Citrus Berry this fight somehow. Doesn't seem terribly likely, of course. Blastoise in. That does mean it's not Politoed 2. Politoed 2 would always come in before Blastoise. And it does suggest it's Blastoise 2 or 4 with a super effective coverage. Let me think about this. So I don't really want to leave. It's the only thing I'm pausing on is the double team set. I think double team might be going Suicune anyway. Ace Snapper Wave. I don't mind being hit by Focus Punch into Suicune. But I would rather not switch if it's not Blastoise 2. Basically. Okay, so it's 4. That's fine. It is it's guaranteed to Focus Blast Blissey, and it's guaranteed to Focus Blast Suicune before it's on lower HP. Again, I'm actually at much risk of losing this, but I kind of want to keep my Citrus. That's actually the bigger thing. Ideally, I keep my Citrus on everything. Should be a lot easier to keep Citrus Berry on Blissey than Suicune, because I have more reliable recovery. It's fine. We'll kill it now. Let Polito come out. Now, it could be Politoed free. That is possible. And because it's possible, I do have to use Seismic, I think, immediately. If it is a physical set, I'll lose my Citrus here. Okay. Let me think about this. I'm at no risk, right? No risk of going and switching out. The Perishong one will actually use Perishong. Okay, it's not that set. Gut feeling here is to just rest. all fours, it's not a guaranteed 4 trainer. I'm going to paralyze this. Okay, nice. We actually kept our Citrus Berry on both Pokemon, which was nice. It's a Cyclist. Those are flying and fighting types. There was a little bit of lag there. I don't want it to lag in the roulette. Can I close anything on this PC without jeopardizing the overlay? I think I'm just gonna close a few tabs. Close this. Just because I don't want the frame rate to drop. Close, close, close. Don't normally struggle with Melon DS, but perhaps I need to restart my PC after this. It'll be the video editing I've been doing that might be taking up a bit of the RAM. Get rid of all this. Cool. So this match itself. Where was I? So Crobat lead is a bit of a problem because of Hypnosis and Brave Bird crit. Gallade I need Garchomp for, so I won't be staying against Crobat anyway. And then Zapdos, it's a lot easier if I have Garchomp or Blissey alive. So against Crobat I'll be going Suicune. And yeah, it's a pretty straightforward game tactically, but it can go wrong. I didn't catch if that was starting here or here. They're both poisoned. Poisoning Zapdos is fairly good. Does it run any speed normally? There's so the meta behind how much speed Scizor can run does go quite deep. You definitely want 91 speed, raw speed, which outspeeds enemy base 70s. And I really think you should go up to 105, 106 probably, because that outspeeds enemy base 85s, which includes things like includes enough Pokemon in that group like Suicune where you don't want to be slower than them, and I think you want to outspeed Cresselia as well when you Bug Bite or X-Scissor it. So yeah, I would say 106 or 91. I wouldn't go any slower than that. Unless you're being really lazy about EV training. Cyclist Hilda. So we've already decided we're going Suicune. It's guaranteed 2 because 4 would Brave Bird. So it's going to Air Slash now. I probably should go Blissey. Should go to Blissey. The Suicune can get hacks a lot more easily. And now it's slower, that's kind of over. Kind of want to do this until I get full health. I want full health for Zapdos. There we go. There goes my citrus. Okay, now that I've used up my citrus, there's no real point extending beyond that. Let's do +4, just to make sure that we kill Crobat. Okay. It doesn't matter. Gallade still always loses to Garchomp. Who's next? Scientist? Scientist is set to 2. Looks like a rather straightforward game for me. Can't see how this goes wrong without, like, Vaporeon getting extremely lucky. Extremely lucky. Doesn't seem possible, really. Because, yeah, I mean, even if it crits Suicune with every attack, I should win. I get burned. I probably don't want that to happen. I might go for enemy burn, because it's Vaporeon too. I don't care about the sun. And the Trick Room won't matter either. Okay, nice. That's very, very over. In fact, I could probably just sub down, but I don't want to use up Citrus, I guess, so it's better to go Suicune anyway. Immediate freeze. This is how you potentially win. Impressive. Well done. Well done, Vaporeon. That is indeed how you potentially win. So, I think I'd rather just deal with Aggron. Yeah. It only matters because of Solid Rock being a potential ability. Yeah, that was unlucky, but luckily it doesn't matter. That's annoying. It's probably better to play it that way and have Garchomp lose Citrus than have Blissey lose Citrus, though. If I switch out the Blissey on the to attempt to use Aerotherapy against Vaporeon, that can happen. Perhaps I should have just substituted down, so I made sure that Ice Punch always killed. That probably was better than what I did, actually. Just to keep Citrus, but yeah, whatever. Is it a breeder which makes these set 4s? I think they're probably set 4. Hard to lose. Very hard to lose. I might want to take damage on purpose before Tyranitar comes out, just to make sure it doesn't double dance. Or I guess simpler plan is to go Suicune early on Flygon. Ah. I think I just sub on, like, Ramp. Sub on Ramp. I'll sub down to half health. Deny Tyranitar the ability to use Dragon Dance at all, and then I Thunder Wave it. Yeah, and then no matter what it does, I always win. Because Tyranitar can actually win at +1. After a single Dragon Dance, Stone Edge crit on Suicune and Blissey, I can get one shot by both, and I'll be locked into Outrage when I click Outrage against Flygon. So, yeah, the key thing here is to take damage on purpose at the start. And if Rampardos misses Garchomp, then I just get a free win, which is also fine. I think that was... Very tempted to go for the burn. Okay, I was late. Burn would have made this impossible to lose, but it's already, I think, guaranteed. Yes, Antonia. If only I didn't have infinite points anyway. Okay. So I just need to actually Antonia's got 21 IVs. How much does that change versus T-Tar? I think I just sub twice. I think I just sub twice. It's a lot safer than anything else. I could actually sub 4 times. There's no reason not to, I guess. Earthquake. So Earthquake can't miss, but Head Smash can. Yeah, there's no reason not to take max damage here. More chances for you to miss. You don't miss. That's fine. So it'll be Flygon in first. Kill Flygon. We outrage T-Tar. T-Tar doesn't get a miss. Now, it's very important I don't go Suicune here. If I go Suicune here, Tyranitar will survive Surf, and then it can use Dragon Dance, outspeed Suicune and Blissey, and then it can crit twice to win. Whereas if we go Blissey first, we simply paralyze it. Now, it could just immediately Stone Edge crit Blissey, but once it's paralyzed, it always loses to Suicune, no matter how lucky it gets. It's a bit annoying that I lose my Citrus doing that, but that's fine. So if it wasn't paralyzed, this would be dangerous, but with paralysis, it's safe. It spent so long in the palace that choosing moves looks weird. Yeah. That's cursed. 6, 9, 8, okay. Is it Angie? It is Angie. I need to... What nature is Tangler? It is bold, isn't it? Brain's cooked, yeah, fair enough. Don't think I can lose this. Tangler comes out first. Because Ring Out... no, maybe not. No, yeah. Tangler out first because of Ring Out. So I just outrage, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's easy. Yeah, that's easy. Technically, after beating Angie, probably should rest to put her back in the pool. Just doesn't feel worth it. Angie and Nadia are the 2 lower tier Pokemon trainers. I mean, if you're frozen, I'm gonna substitute. Nice. Immediate. It doesn't really make any difference. Why is Magmar out first? Does it not correctly calculate Ring Out being 1-2-1 power instead of Focus Blasts? It probably doesn't then. Yeah, we'll go... play this easily. feel like Blissey probably kills it faster than Garchomp does. It's match 700. It's an Ice Trainer. God damn it. What is that team? Oh, it's very tricky to switch out of Dugong. I probably have to substitute turn 1. Check for the Oko set. I stay in against the Oko set. Froslass Walrein scares me slightly as a 2v2 though. I do beat Froslass with Blissey on the PP stalled wall, but I'm a bit worried about Walrein. And Walrein is quite a lot more likely to come out. Oh, it's unpleasant. And then there's also potential Froslass free shenanigans. If it's leader, it's either leader or Opal. It's not a true counter team, but this is the sort of thing that my team does struggle with slightly. It's Fog by default. Should probably go with the Paralysis squares up there. Those would be very nice. Okay. It's quite a big deal. It makes Froslass much, much less scary. And it also means that Garchomp's probably going to have 4 chances to get a fully paralyzed turn against Dugong / Walrein. With Froslass pre-paralyzed, I probably do want to try and keep Garchomp though. Yeah, let's check for the Oko set. Okay. I just fully set up. It might live, yeah. Process first, that's fine. Okay. Fully paralyzing their entire team before the match starts is, like, obviously incredibly broken. It's rather unfair. 700, okay. Yeah, Froslass coming in first does suggest Froslass free, that is correct. Camper, they're set for 21 IV. Egg 4. Perfect. It's always nice to know that it's not a potentially Sizzle 1, which is quite scary. Load those in. Yeah. Be safe, this is the kind of match I can win even if I'm burned, which is nice. Takes the pressure off having to get the roulette exactly right. I think that's frozen. I think I'm going to go for the level square here. Unlucky, a little bit early. Sizzle 1 is quite nice in Factory, particularly if you can get Technician. But yeah, I don't want to run into Sizzle 1. not in arcade. Yeah, no upside of swapping for it. Why was I thinking just going immediately to Blissey again? There's no reason not to. And I heal to not die to crit. You think it'll be Scizor in second. Milo can be a problem if Blissey faints. Yeah, let's go Suicune first. I don't want to try my luck by getting too many boosts when I can die to a crit. Like that. I don't actually need to win this at full health though. Battling just isn't for me. Unlucky. Cyclist fighting flying. Should be completely fine here. Don't have to deal with Gen 3, Altaria 3 in Gen 4, luckily. There's no Sing plus setup, basically, on Altaria. Yeah, this looks pretty straightforward. And it's snow by default. I mean, hail. Hail by default. Gen 4 brain. What's the best thing to do against Honchkrow again? I've thought about this a number of times. I feel like I just Swords Dance, right? The worst thing that can happen against Swords Dance is Confuse Ray. And if it's Honchkrow 2, I switch to Suicune anyway. It's either that or I just Outrage. I wouldn't want to lose Garchomp before Altaria 3 comes out potentially though. It's tricky. It's not very safe to switch out to Blissey against a potential physical Super Luck Honchkrow. And Suicune also doesn't really want to do it. Good sub, yeah. But if I sub, I die to Dark Pulse crit and Night Slash crit. Actually, with Hail, I die to Dark Pulse crit anyway. In Hail, I'm even more safe against 2. Yeah, we're just gonna go Suicune. It is 2 as well. I do need Suicune to beat Skarmory though, because it has Rest. It's the only safe way of beating Toxic. Okay. PC still fairly slow. Perhaps I turn it off. Not right now, obviously. What can I do? I can turn off Steam, right? I can exit Steam. I can turn off Discord. That's good enough. Collectors are set 1, which can be scary, but Marowak 1 is very funny. I definitely got lucky here. How to lose. How to lose feels hard. How to lose. Hey, Marowak is probably going to give me Sandstorm. I guess, like, I don't know. I really don't know how I'd lose. Feels very difficult. Do I risk my luck on the Iron Tail misses? I think I just Swords Dance. I just Swords Dance Earthquake. Yeah, there we go. Choice ban hyper voicing 30%. X-Cloud is so bad. It really is. It has no redeeming qualities apart from the fact it learns quite a lot of moves. How to lose? How to lose? Feels very hard. Because Alakazam can get exceptionally lucky, right? It's possible. Alakazam can like crit Garchomp and then go ham Alakazam 4. There's nothing I can do against that. I do want to have Garchomp for Raichu, but Raichu is not a threat in a real sense of the word. Yeah, the Generation 3 mixed Pokemon, the slow mixed attacker. That was here by default, but I can go for the level up and the skip match. That's pretty nice, both of those. Unlucky. Does make me fasten Alakazam 4 though. Yeah, not bad. I'm not so worried about Alakazam 1 and 3 though, because they're going to lose to Blissey. Who's coming in? It should be Alakazam, yeah. It's 1. Chomp is max speed. Chomp is jolly. Alakazam is always fast and Garchomp, but at level 55, I will outspeed 2 and 4 since they're modest and not timid. So it's 172 instead of 189 on Alakazam. How to lose. Hariyama always also has a risk of like going completely nuts on the crits. I think in a match where I don't really need Suicune, I do bring Suicune into the cross chop. I think if I bring Suicune in on turn 1, it feels hard to lose from there. Just need to be careful about not entering a potential explosion right at the end with Shiftry. That should be fairly straightforward. I mean, Crediti 4 sucks, so it kind of doesn't matter. That gives it guts. Honestly, I kind of don't want that. I'm very nervous about going anywhere close to these. Introduced by Pokemon Champions. I'll play it, yeah. Not on. I won't play it on stream. I won't do any videos about it on YouTube. I don't think. It's just not what my channel is about. But yeah, I'll play it a bit. I'm curious on how bad the pay to win is. It's very I can't see myself playing it much because Showdown is just better, right? Fundamentally, why play Champions instead of Showdown? It's just if you like the animations. And the animations are cool. And they might be fun for like, you know, a few hours, but I can't see beyond that. So it might be thick Fat Hariyama, in which case this doesn't matter, but if it's Guts, Guts cross chop crit probably can kill Suicune with a high enough roll. I'm not gonna play PvP. I don't have time for it. I've every game that I've picked up in the past few years, which is PvP, I've just like stopped because of like there's no way of I don't win here ever, because if I'm doing well or not, I spend too much time and just takes up too much time, and then I feel bad about playing it so much, or I'm like aware of how much I'm playing it, and then I don't feel like playing it. So PvP games to just not be doing it for me. I am still going to go Suicune. I just surf. I don't need to Calm Mind to win this. No point being greedy. Okay. I mean, even some PvE games I'm worried about, right? Like, say the Spire sounds like a really fun game and exactly my kind of game, and I'm like, I don't want to play it. I just don't want to play it. Nice crit. Okay, it's not Guts at least. Yes, the Idle Warabi opener. Okay, let's just try and kill this. Okay, perfect. Thinking like if there's any way to lose this, it involves a surprise explosion. I on autopilot just forgot it was already paralyzed. Nice. Turner is a guy. I know that the sprite is wrong. My sprite files haven't been labeled correctly. But it is quite funny at the same time that it's wrong. What bothers me more is that it's not doing the set recognition correctly. I'm gonna have to go in and manually tell them what the set is on the CSV. I think I'm just gonna have to manually put it in because it's meant to add them all up and grab the numbers. But I think Porygon 2 probably messes it up. It does regex on the list of sets they can have, and it's meant to notice if they're all 4s. But I think a few Pokemon probably mess it up. Probably is. I think it probably is, Phyllis, yeah. I think that's probably where I got them. The thing is, it's the developer's nightmare, right? It's not broken enough for me to fix it. Which means it doesn't get fixed. Because what I care about, and I think what people care about, is that I type in the sets like this, and they show up and they say what their moves are. That's what people care about, because then people can like follow along. The sprite is like a very minor detail. I suspect re-importing would be very easy. It's just it's a thing. It's like I have a different complete tangent. On Friday, one of my bots for a completely different game broke. Like there was an API update, and I was like, it's just. I don't think it's even that hard to fix, but it's like at some point I've got to have free time and go and fix it and decide to fix that thing. I'm just not sure when that's going to happen. It might take a very long time. Because if I have time and I'm feeling in the mood to do development, I'm probably doing something far more important for a video. So I have to have time where I'm feeling like doing work outside of work, and it has to be... I have to want to do this instead. It just doesn't seem like it's going to happen very soon. This is a cowgirl. It's not any set, it's set 4. How do I lose? It feels difficult to lose. Be careful about metal burst, I guess, that's it. I'm just going to outrage the float saw because Mark will come in because of explosion. Yeah, no, it's like if I have productive time outside of work. Getting towards stuff. I mean, unfortunately the thing about streaming is I earn almost no money doing it. And it doesn't lead to videos. Repurposing these streams into videos feels impossible. I think people would just be bored by it. So the only reason I stream is to try and get streaks, basically. And it's one of those things, right? It's like, if I want to take YouTube more seriously, and in the future think about switching to YouTube full time, having big streaks won't make me a more popular YouTuber. No one cares. People care about videos. Yeah. And streaking is kind of fun. I must admit, at this point with Arcade, I don't think I really care. Is iCarly going to rebuild the ranch? I mean, like, strictly speaking, like, if I hired, this is a weird sentence. If I hired a manager for my YouTube channel, basically if I hired someone to be my boss, that manager, if they were doing their job correctly, they would say, look, those streams that you do, which are like 2.5 hours, 3 times a week, stop doing them and do videos instead. And they'd be right. So it's just how it works. I mean, maybe one day my stream takes off. I don't think it will. It's fine. I'm not planning on ending streams. Don't worry. Have some basil scotch. Thank you, but yeah. I'm not begging for subs at all. Not at all. If I was watching me, I'd sub to someone else who streams more regularly. But yeah, it's really funny how the I don't know, the thing about the problem with online content creation is you earn no money for ages, and then suddenly you earn loads of money. And the no money thing lasts a while, and then the loads of money thing sort of scales exponentially. Whereas like a normal job, I'll speak in UK terms, like a normal job, maybe you get paid 20 or 30k, and then like you get promoted or you get a pay rise, and you might get like 30% more, maybe, I don't know, or you might even double your salary. But it's like, if you're doing a good job on YouTube and then suddenly you do a great job, you might earn 10 times more money, which is absurd. It's just how it works. Did Bastiodon come in first? It did, because of Avalanche, didn't it? Yes, I should have thought about that. So Mark now becomes a bit of a problem. Think about this. I think I just I probably go for +3. Yeah, it's a frustration of YouTube, right? Because basically, if you want to do YouTube, if a video gets 1,000 views, you basically earn nothing. And If a video gets like 10,000 views, it's like you earned a small amount. But then like if a video gets 1 million views, that's quite profitable. Will this streak break for the Battles of Card streak? I don't know. I'm still kind of expecting to lose at some point. I'm gonna go now. There's no point boosting beyond +4 anyway. Yeah, collabs are also something I have to do. If I hired myself a manager, I think they'd tell me to do collabs as well. It's nothing I have against it. It's just, it's pure inertia, right? Because turning on the stream and playing some arcade is easy. But like putting effort into a collab or something is hard. Getting a lot of big names in the chat with Gen 4 questions. In my Discord? YouTube's doing well. Like, what was the XD video was like, how much work was the XD video? Unfortunately, the XD video, what I wanted to do with XD was download a save file, which had already beaten the game. So then I could just go in and just like play Final Angle. Like, I couldn't get that to work. So I did actually play for the entirety of XD. So actually, XD video in terms of hours spent was horrible. But if I had a completed save file, how long would XD have taken? Probably somewhere around 20 to 30 hours. So I would have earned less than minimum wage, but it wouldn't have been horrible. Yeah, Burrito was here. Yeah. Yeah, there are some there are some big ones. I'm just like, it feels like a big thing at the time, but then it slips my mind. So I don't know. So the YouTube long form videos almost make financial sense to work on. Almost, it's close. And if I do a better job, I think that maybe we can go further. But yeah. Right, let me focus on this match very quickly. It's a traditional Slowbo match, right? Where I have the problem of the dilemma between... Oh, it didn't save. The dilemma between Slowbo 1 setting up and Slowbo 4 trick rooming. And I've spelt Metacham wrong. Yeah, it's a weird thing about content creation. It's like... jealous is the wrong word to use, but there are not many people who are like making like a normal amount of money. I think a lot of YouTubers earn a lot, or they earn like nothing. But that's just how it goes. It's the same with Twitch streaming, right? I think if you have less than less than 100 viewers, you are not earning very much at all. And then if you have more than like 1,000, you earn a ridiculous amount. Yeah, Pichao. I mean, Pichao obviously has a bit of a spike right now. A deserved spike, of course, but I think as interest in Black Kaizo reduces a bit, I'm expecting he'll go back down to his normal levels, but his normal levels are still very good. And the thing is, it's jealous is the wrong word, right? Because, for example, Pichao streamed to a very small number of people and made videos back when they were getting no views for a very long time. So his success feels earned in a weird way. I don't want this. That's item. This is a pretty good target up here. The Sandstorm Tile. But yeah, that's what's funny about... Like, actually, some of the people who've grown recently haven't done that. It's like I guess the biggest Pokemon YouTuber is Wolfie, right? And obviously Wolfie's videos nowadays get over 1 million views each, and they're really really good videos. But I remember watching PowerPoint presentation Wolfie videos, and he was doing that for a long time before he was like making any real money off it. The other thing about Wolfie is that, like, because part of trying to take YouTube a bit more seriously for me has been basically like studying what works for other people, and there's a lot to learn from Wolfie's videos. Wolfie's videos are really really good. Unfortunately, I can't copy a lot of them because it's like, for example, I am not a world champion, and I do not have Wolfie's like off the cuff charisma and presentation style, because that is something he obviously learned and built up over a number of years. So I can't just copy that. There's some things you can copy, and some things from other people I can copy, but it's tricky. But that's also why Wolfie is so successful, is because you can't copy him. I am setting world records. I will say this is not meant to be like false modesty or modesty, or like there's not meant to be anything as anyone else in the Frontier community. But if hundreds of people were playing the Frontier, I don't think I'd have many records at all. Like, I just wouldn't. Like, Zarian has recently got into playing Battle Arena in Gen 3, which is amazing. I'm excited for Zarian to do well in Gen 3 Battle Arena. But, like, when I was watching, I was like, oh, if he takes this seriously, I'm not going to get the Battle Arena world record. That's not going to happen. The tier list for level 100. My level 100 tier list is identical, basically, to level 51. Battle Frontier is neat. I think the problem with Battle Frontier is that it's just because it's stuck in Gen 3 and 4, right? Like, the audience of people growing and enjoying older gen games is like, it's decreasing slightly. I think if you're under the age of 20, you probably grew up with Gen 4. You probably didn't grow up with Gen 3. And there are people who discover older games and enjoy them, but like that, there are more people who are getting into Pokemon now and enjoying the newest gens. Yeah, Jimothy Cool does. Like, what I'm, it's not, jealous is not the word. What I respect about Jimothy Cool is that I think he's really nailed the removing some of the more boring parts of video production and editing. But he does work incredibly hard. I've thought about doing a tier list breakdown. There are a lot of videos I want to do, and I would enjoy watching, but I just don't think there would be much interest. And it's painful, because I don't want to do it this way, but the YouTube channel is going to grow. That means, a big part of that means appealing to a wider variety of people, and not turning them away by having very in-depth videos. I'm going to move this up slightly. Right, I can't actually use Garchomp against Slowbro, which is highly unusual. I'm thinking if I have to go Suicune here, potentially. Suicune switching into Calm Mind is really bad. We could do like top 10. I don't know, it's tricky, right? Part of me doesn't want to do tier list and top 10 videos because they just feel very sloppy, right? I don't know. But I'm not sure if I'm being too elitist when I say something like that. But there's like the correct amount of clickbait, right? Like calling the Aura Colosseum the hardest challenge in XD is not clickbait, but it's not untrue. It is slightly clickbait, but it's not untrue. I think that's what really upsets people, is if it's actually untrue. And that era of YouTube is largely gone, to be honest. People don't really do that anymore. It doesn't really work because people get so pissed off. Yeah, it is true that my opinions in Factory don't shift around as much. I really don't want to kill you while there's an odd number of Trick Room turns left. Hardest challenge not falling asleep. Cannot comment on the truth of that statement. Of course. I would really like you to unfreeze. Oh boy. That's gonna be tricky. What is my exact special defense stat? 144. I have to try. Gosh, this really sucks. There was probably a better way to play this. I wonder if I go Garchomp. I think I go Garchomp, actually. I'm gonna have to substitute to see what it is, whatever comes in next. Hopefully it's Metacham. Okay. Worst case scenario dodged. I'm pretty sure Hypno was a roll to kill. Turbulence. Yeah, I don't know, it's just... Yeah, that's... I'm happy to be open about my thoughts of YouTube. What I still really want to do, and this is why the collab is a good idea, I want to get someone big into the Frontier. I think that could be fun. Because I think they would have fun mixing it in with regular content. There's a lot of Japanese YouTubers who do that. I'm also very aware, and I'm kind of not tremendously happy about it. I probably do have to mix out a few videos which are not fully Frontier related. I mean, like, Oro Colosseum is very close to the Frontier, but I think I might be doing a video soon which is not Frontier. This is a little bit of a rough matchup. Yeah, Jimothy, like, a few people have done Gen 3 Factory streams. But I don't know, it's like, I almost wonder if you're experienced Pokemon, whether or not you'd enjoy something else more. There was a funny video by Rylox, which was, can you beat Pokemon without using a move? I saw that this weekend. I thought that was funny. Because when I first saw that, I was like, oh, that sounds hard. And then I was like, oh, no, wait, if it's Gen 6, you get EXP by catching Pokemon. You have infinite Pokeballs. You don't lose a Pokeball when you waste it in battle. And if you are playing on X and Y, you have access to Shedinja. And indeed, that was most of the stuff. But Rylox, I enjoyed that. I thought that was a well done challenge video. And what I was impressed by on that video was he made it pretty short, because like it was like 20 minutes, and I was like, I'm pretty sure there were more interesting battles that he chose not to put in for the sake of making it short but sweet. and not overstaying the welcome. This is going to be a really rough match. I'm quite worried about Garchomp being put out of action by any kind of roulette interference. Oh boy, do I have to go for the poison? I feel like I have to go for the poison. Go for the poison and hope I'm either late or early. Nice. Yeah, people love, like, if I did a video where I was shiny hunting in the, like in the Gen 3 Battle Factory or something, people would like that. I hate this guy. Conway. Anyway. I'm just thinking about this match if I didn't get this level up. The reason why level up is so good is because it turns off Oko. Beating the Battle Tower of any shinies, and I'm using like a leaderboard team. It's just happens to be shiny. But yeah, Warabi as in the Japanese factory player. His most viewed videos are his shiny Pokemon playthroughs, which is quite sad because I'm like, he's such a good player. I'm sure he's done more interesting things than that, but it's just his shiny Pokemon playthroughs that get the most views. I actually think I'll never do a shiny video. It's just not what my channel is about. I also really don't like shiny hunting. I will definitely do a Nuzlocke video before a shiny video. And it's no hate at all. I actually enjoy watching shiny videos. Like, is it Candy Eevee or someone? They do really good videos, and I enjoy watching them. But I don't want to make them. I just don't. Okay, how do I lose this? I need to be careful about Metagross, right? I need Garchomp alive and Metagross, basically. And beating Dusknoir without Garchomp is a little bit tricky. I'll go to Blissey first. Using any telegram. Yeah, I don't think I'll do I won't do a shiny video. I don't think that'll happen. Enemy berry. It can't be Shucker. I might aim for this, the Paralysis Square. They're slow, but it doesn't make Paralysis wrong. I did something I said I'd never do. I would have fully... If I do a shiny Pokemon, I've fully sold out. I've fully sold out at that point. Yeah, I'm excited for, like, the next video is not Frontier related, but I'm excited for it. I think it's gonna be fun. I think all of the bigger a Pokemon nerd you are, the more you'll enjoy it. But I'm also trying to target it towards people who don't know much. It's quite funny. It's quite a funny one. I'm gonna go. Am I gonna go Blissey? Like, I was gonna go Blissey to paralyze it, but I might as well just go straight to Suicune, I feel. Just don't want it to be Dusknoir 2. No, I think my videos will always be gameplay focused. Okay, that's fine. The setup I get doesn't matter too much. I do want to get +2 because I won't two-shot at +1. I might as well get +2, but yeah. I could see myself maybe speedrunning Factory and maybe speedrunning another facility. Most other things I don't think would ever happen. So do I want to risk being crit/paralyzed? I think I do. I think it's fine. Dusknoir 3 is close to the worst thing that could have happened, actually. It is a bit of a demon team. I don't mind being paralyzed, but I don't want to be crit. Okay. I am fast in every Slowking and every Metagross. If Metagross came in, I would surf. If Slowking came in, I would probably rest. I'm also a little bit worried I don't two-shot. It should be, right? It was like here. This L is the indication for halfway. I'm just gonna surf. I'm low, but I'm outside of bullet punch range at least. Earthquake. It is actually Metagross 4, which is quite scary. Is Slowking ever a problem? Curse Slowking's not going to win. I have to go Garchomp anyway. I can't let it explode on Blissey. What I can do is substitute here. That's the major decision, right? How would I lose? It pretty much has to be Slowking free, I feel. Slowking free has to crit me. And then also go nuts on Blissey. I don't think it's possible, actually. This is too unlikely. I guess... No, even Slowking 4 can't win. It's not going to get enough time against Blissey. Okay. Whenever I play, I'm always trying to remember what my previous strategies were. Particularly for the Rhyperior lead. I think I used to go substitute Suicune. I don't need it. I need to be careful about Keytar 4 endgames. That's the main thing to be careful about. I probably do let that run. Like, this would be bad. This is bad. This is bad. This is bad. This can be very bad. This is bad. Yeah, the top row is kind of free, but it's fine. Boys endgames. I'm a little bit scared of an endgame T-Tar, but the HP down is actually quite meaningful in terms of T-Tar dying to Earthquake Surf. Oh god, it's actually Boyce. I would love to switch on turn 1, but I think the risk of Horndrill immediately hitting Suicune is a bit spooky. Earthquake, okay. I think I do have to go Suicune. I would love to stay in and use Swords Dance, but the crit punish would be dreadful. If Garchomp faints before Tyranitar, and it's Tyranitar 4, I'm in quite serious trouble. So Rhyperior 1 and 4 are both adamant. So don't get any information about the damage. I guess it's more likely to be Rhyperior 1, right? Because Rhyperior 4 Hammer Arm also gets +0 as a score because it's slower than Garchomp. So Earthquake and Hammer Arm both sit on +0. The problem is if I do anything except Surf here, then Rhyperior can kill me with a crit. And I'm really far behind. I have to kill it. The risk is T-Tar 4. The good news about T-Tar 4 is I'm pretty sure after Dragon Dance and Sand Chip, Suicune will be in Stone Edge range, which means it won't double Dragon Dance, which means I don't lose. Okay. Huh. Well. Bug Blade Swagger. Yeah, Shuckle in second is weird. What does that mean about Rhyperior? That's really weird. Bug Bite, strongest move. So it was... I guess I had to be T-Tar 1. Shuckle in before T-Tar 1 against Suicune. Makes sense. Yeah, it has to be T-Tar 1, I think. More PIs. It can be worse than this. It's fine. Heatran, Rapidash, Boy. I've established in the past that I never try and set up on Heatran because of Flash Cannon crit with a high roll. I think it's fairly straightforward. Haven't seen Gen 4 in ages. Is this one like Battle Tower? This is Battle Tower. No items, but then the roulette. We all can give you or your opponent items. So it is a very... It's funny, isn't it? Because like you'd think it was like the luck facility, and that's kind of how the game talks about it, but there's actually less luck involved here than in the Battle Tower. Like I'm on a streak of 710. This team would not get 710 in the Battle Tower, not in Gen 4. Yeah, we do arcade every Monday. It's just how it goes. But also because if you're skilled at the roulette, it's not random at all. Like, if I'm really good timing, I can just boom, get it on there, paralyzed. Yeah, for less skilled players like me, it's mostly about denying the enemy hacks items. Yeah, an extremely skilled player could just go, yeah, I'm going to go for the paralysis. I'm just going to paralyze the enemy team. I'm just going to let this run. Because I know what the ending square is. So Sheer Cold is considered a super effective move, which means Walrein does come in second. So I just Earthquake and then I substitute. It's a little bit tempting to actually Earthquake early. Because if Walrein faints to Garchomp, the match is over. How do you already know the enemy team? Because this is a PI, So here it's going to say, it's obviously in the overall, but it will say the PI name, PI Ralph. So the PI trainer class only has Pokemon with Explosion and Oko moves, so like Horn Drill. So we knew this couldn't be Rapidash 1, because Rapidash 1 doesn't have Horn Drill. But also because it does show you on the screen as well. So sometimes we know their exact team, sometimes we don't know. There are some sets, like if this guy had a Glalie, I wouldn't know if it was Glalie 2 with Explosion or Glalie 4 with Sheer Cold. It could be either one. But yeah, the ability to plan out a game also makes it a bit more skillful and a bit less luck-based. Having said that, I am quite likely to lose because of the roulette. That seems likely. Don't like Leafeon. This team does not like Leafeon. Super effective against Suicune, which is bad. It's a good physical tank, which is bad for Garchomp. And then Blissey takes too much from Crit Leaf Blade, specifically. So Garchomp can beat Leafeon, it's just a bit risky. And if Garchomp faints before Ampharos comes out, I can then be in real trouble. Also, if Garchomp faints before Power Trick Shuckle, that is also unironically a problem. I wish... This is the problem with Pokemon, right? Pokemon Champions is coming out in 2 days. It would be so cool if they had, like, battle gimmick modes. I know they wouldn't be popular. I know most people would just want to play regular thing, but it's like... Would you want to play a thing where it's like, there's just like, before the battle, it's like, it might randomly be sunny or rain? Like, I'd be more interested in that, honestly. Yeah, fog, for example, would be a great way to add a very, very large chance to lose. The best thing here probably would be to burn. Is actually fog by default, which is not a good stop. I'm probably going to go for this and hope I'm over early or late. Nice, I was late. So I kind of wanted to be sand or sleep. If I had been on time, it would have been hail, but I definitely don't want a lot of the other squares there. I kind of just want Leafeon to be asleep. It's Ampharos asleep, which is not bad for me. I do have to immediately outrage. I would love to Swords Dance first, but... Oh, it's Daphne. Daphne is set 4, actually. I missed that. Daphne is set 4. How much does that change? Not a lot, really. It does confirm that I do not want to Swords Dance, though. High roll, crit Leaf Blade, ends Garchomp. And I have to do outrage damage before that happens. It does mean that it's not Power Trick Shuckle, though, which is good. Thanks, Battle Tent. Thank you. Crit it, Garchomp. Just crit it. Just get a good roll with a crit. Easy. If we miss the 2-shot, it's not a problem. Okay. It is nicer to get the 2-shot, though. No, so sleep and freeze only apply to 1. But paralysis, burn, and poison apply to all 3. No reason to stay in while confused. It's fine. Seems like an auto loss if you get it. This is why we have Natural Cure, Aromatherapy, Blissey. It's not a perfect answer. There is no perfect answer, but yeah, the best thing you can do, I think, is have Natural Cure. Yeah, Blissey broken moment for sure. You can do it, Chuckle. I believe. It's a breeder. It's a breeder, which means it's set for. Oh no, I clicked the wrong button and now Visual Studio is going to open. Nice. Go away. Perhaps I shouldn't put Notepad so close to that. Okay, seems hard to lose this. Seems very hard. Yeah. The roulette just needs to not screw me over. I can't take that. That's really dangerous for the next game. I'll take the hail. Does the AI see nature power as a correct move when calking? It depends on what nature power is coded in the vanilla game, and I don't know the answer to that. It's probably doesn't calculate it correctly. It's probably power 1 or power 0. It would surprise me a lot if it might actually calculate it correctly. It would surprise me. I would guess no. Yeah, nature power is not in the frontier, so I don't know. Now this is a 21 IV set, which means I can actually set up on this. Although it's hailing. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna play it safe. I play it safe. Unlucky. Togekiss can't beat Blissey, which means I just have to kill Weavile. Which means I just use Surf. If I Calm Mind, I give myself less chances to crit. After Calm Mind, Surf will 2-shot. Before Calm Mind, it'll be a 3-shot. But a 3-shot with 2 chances to crit is better than 2-shot. Okay. Do I want to save Suicune? I think in the worst possible scenario, it probably does make sense. Because I'm switching. And then I guess I could be... I don't want to switch into Aura Sphere though, right? If I switch into an Aura Sphere crit and then Aura Sphere crits again, I do actually lose. So I simply paralyze you. I make sure I don't enter Aura Sphere crit range, including the damage from hail. So I'm actually in there now, aren't I? Was there no safe way of playing this? Aura Sphere and Aura Sphere crit, they always kill with hail. 228. I feel like I'm safe there. I definitely heal now though. The key, I would say 220 is the key. Ooh, that's close. It's going to be close. 222. I will actually attack, though. I think the max roll can't be much higher than 190 at 21 IV. Another cyclist. Bit of a weird one. Like, Toxicroak is actually a problem when Garchomp faints. I'll have to go Suicune on Crobat. There's no other option really. Ideally, I burn you, and then it's just over. I missed what that was. But this is a massive target, all of this. Giving rain dry skin on Toxicroak does not matter. Perfect. That's the one I wanted. I can actually just stay in now and just substitute. Can't see any drawback, no. Can I lose? Is it possible? If I stay in here? Probably is. I'll have to switch. Don't want to find out what happens if it's Charizard 2 Sunny Day with Solar Beam crits on Suicune. Right. Uno Mass. One more. One more. I'm pretty sure that's an Ace Train or a Ranger. Which means set 4. I don't believe in Crobat beating Suicune and Blissey. So I am therefore not afraid of the air/crit into Aftermath. Yeah, I'm not afraid of that. I'm a little bit afraid of the Roulette screwing me over though. That is team swap. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm going to go for Berry. I'm late. Who's asleep then? It's fine if it's Garchomp. Weirdly, the most annoying one would actually be Suicune being asleep. It's a bird keeper, which means they're not set for. Okay. That does change us a little bit, doesn't it? I think I'm still safe into all of the Togekiss combinations. It's just the fact that Drifblim might be last. I don't want to face Drifblim without Garchomp. But I also don't want to switch Blissey into Hustle Togekiss. Hustle Togekiss 1. I guess I can sub, but then I can't Swords Dance. I'm gonna Swords Dance. I can be punished by crit. Okay, it's Sky Attack. That's fine. You Aftermath, or do I win? I think I always go Blissey. Okay. So Picnicker, which is set 4. Tangrowth 4 is always a bit of a pain. And so is Tyranitar 4. Yeah, the challenge here is how do I make sure Garchomp doesn't die before Tyranitar comes out? Or if I do sacrifice Garchomp, how do I make sure that I'm not losing to T-Tar 4? This is quite a scary game. Definitely quite scary. Okay, well, the good news is that it's Milo at second. I feel like the right approach to this is Swords Dance Outrage. If Garchomp loses the 1v1 to Tangrowth, I actually go Blissey. And I paralyze T-Tar. It is a bit scary. T-Tar can win the crit then. Is there a better line than that? No. Because if I do something else, then Tangrowth can just win with a crit as well. Thanks, Jeeps. Okay. I would really, really, really like to burn you. That's I get burned. Poison would be big. This is so much of a risk, though. Oh, if I give it the paralysis, doesn't help that much. Oh, I really wanted the skip. It was a bit greedy, and I was late. Okay. It's Inga. Inga's gonna cook me. This is dangerous. I could easily lose this. Yeah, you could just go on Bulbapedia, I think. How to win without potentially dying to crit? It is, I think. I guess I could just outrage, right? It is always Milo in first. Tyranitar has Dragon Dance, but Milo has a better type matchup. It is always in. There's no point using Swords Dance, really. Okay. It's fine. This is a if this is how I lose, it's fine because I know I'm weak. Like I'm a bit weak to Tangrowth. I'm a bit weak to certain Dragon Dancers. It would be a known loss. Okay. That was a good roll, but it wasn't a crit. I'm not very likely to kill it. Okay. It didn't miss. It's interesting now, right? Because no matter who I kill Tangrowth with, the switch-in is going to be Tyranitar. But if I go Suicune, then obviously the rain disappears. Suicune versus Tyranitar is not actually a great matchup. The problem with going Blissey is that Blissey's a little bit vulnerable to being danced on. I don't have a choice. I've got to go Blissey. Got to go Blissey, and I've got to T-Wave Tyranitar as it comes in. What's funny about this is, on average, Blissey should beat Tyranitar, as weird as that sounds. When I play to win, but I'm not going to be playing to win. I'm just going to be playing to try and get Tyranitar into Surf range. Basically, I need to get free Seismic Toss off, or stop it from setting up any kind of sand. This is very dangerous, though. I would quite like to see... Yeah, double. Ideally, Tyranitar does get fully paralyzed here. If it does, that's GG. Okay, missing is also GG. So even with the beast from Sandstorm, it's down. Okay, now I need to not choke Milo. Safest way to close this out feels like it's to get Milo stuck on Recover. Like, Dragon Pulsar does kill the sand here with a crit. Please, please. There's no way you immediately freeze me after you're out. That was scary. Don't like hikers, but that's a pretty good hiker matchup. I'm super unsure what that was, which means I'm probably going for this. Okay. That's a fairly big deal. I'm wondering if I just go Suicune. Smartest AI. I mean, the thing about Ice Beam Freeze is that it has to win. So Ice Beam and Surf are both 50-50, and it's so it's a 10% freeze, 8% to 4 out, but then it's half the time it uses Surf instead of Ice Beam, so it's like a 4%. So I guess it is better to play around the crit than play around the freeze, but it does scare me a bit. So The scary thing here is potentially being exploded on. Who's coming out? Aero first. Arguably, I want to keep Suicune alive, but switching something into Aero is very tricky. And I therefore think I have to stay in. You ever give it a swap? I've done it a few times in doubles. I think in singles it would be exceptionally rare. I could maybe do it against certain ice trainers where I know I could kill Garchomp on turn 1. But it would be very, very rare. The AI would play this team quite well. Like, the chance of the AI using Swords Dance with Garchomp is pretty high. And that would probably be the correct move. And then killing Suicune would be tricky. Killing Blissey would be even worse. Okay, it's not a fast Nidoking, so it's 1 or 2. We'll know from the damage if it's 1 or 2. It's 1. Definitely 1. Was not expecting to live. Guitarist? The presence of Breloom means it has to be set 4. Because the any set Guitarist only one electric and ghost type Pokemon. So this is a set 4 trainer. It'll be like Tobias or Cecil. Yeah, it's kind of straightforward. I just need to be a little bit careful about Breloom, basically. And it will be Breloom in second because Focus Punch does so much damage. So I just outrage Seismic. And it doesn't matter if it's Effect Spore because Blissey has Natural Cure. So I do easily win this as long as there's nothing interfering. I can take that, that's fine. Slows the roulette speed down for the future games. Yeah, I think it's fairly straightforward. I guess I can use Substitute against Breloom. There's no reason not to. Because Breloom might use Spore instead of Seed Bomb. No Spore. No Spore. There's no point, right? Okay. Okay, buddy. So 21 IV Breloom does not see a kill at half health with Seed Bomb. Gotcha. We'll go Suicune. Why not? That's quite funny. Outplayed by the AI. Badly outplayed, to be honest. No, Focus Punch doesn't concede a kill in Gen 4. It's considered a risky move. Just loading up a graphic quickly to make sure I don't misplay the next roulette. So because we changed the default speed, how do I get this to go away? Because we changed the default speed, then default stop is now 1 tile up instead of 2 tiles across. Yeah. Which does matter. It is quite easy to land the slower roulette on a particular square though. It's an idol. What kind of idol is it? It's an evolution idol. It's a tricky one actually though. I don't like Leafeon leads. Yeah, not an easy one. I should be able to rig this in my favour though with the decreased speed. It's going to be this by default, which is really bad for me, so I'll pick something else. I'll pick level up. Level up also very helpful against Leafeon. The only downside is Grass Whistle. But Outrage Seismic will always kill with a level advantage. I guess the bigger problem is actually Leafeon 1 using Double Team. But weirdly, you want to do damage against that because after taking damage, it wants to use Baton Pass more. It is actually Leafeon 1, okay. That's very awkward. That's very awkward. I really don't want to switch, but I'm confused. It should want to stay in, really. It's only got 1 boost. Yeah, it's very awkward. Probably do. My gut is telling me to stay in and Outrage again. Like, Garchomp's confusion damage is well known. It's a bit over 25 on average. So I should live. I should live Self-Hit and Leaf Blade. Although at level 53 it's not 25, it's closer to 30 I guess, but I should still live Leaf Blade without a crit. Yeah. Was 30, yes. If you crit me. Okay. That's bad. Blissey is kind of essential to not lose. I'd much rather Suicune Feint than Blissey. Probably do live the crit, but I don't want it to crit. Nice, okay. And we don't miss. That's probably game over. It should be Jolteon in every single time. I mean, one day, if I don't lose to something else, Leafeon is going to kill me. There is an inevitability about that. Losing to an EV trainer would be embarrassing, though. I'd much rather lose to someone else. More set 4. Tango 4, but it's in the back. I'm not so concerned about that. I should be fine. I should be fine. It stops here by default, which is good. I think I'd rather stop here. Then I never lose the Tangrowth. I'm slow. I can't believe I missed that. It's embarrassing. Okay. Camper Freddy. Who's asleep then? It's Tangrowth. That's probably GG. I want to be a little bit careful about being not confused. It'll be Starmie in second, which is fine. No, wait, okay. Forgot about basic type matchups, nice. Let's just deal damage. Starmie's not going to win. Last match. It's a clown. Psychic and ghost types. Very, very awkward game. Because Metagross might kill Garchomp, and then if Garchomp goes down, Gallade becomes very problematic. Yeah, very, very, very problematic if it's Metagross free and... I don't know. On the other hand, if I try and substitute on Metagross 4 and it gets a boost, that's also really, really bad. I don't auto lose. I might have to sack Garchomp if that happens. God. I think I actually would lose if that happened. Gallade is going to be a massive, massive threat. I might have to substitute on turn 1. The chance of it being set free is higher than the chance of it being set for and it getting an attack boost. How about I rig the match in my favour with my awesome roulette skills? That's not good for me. Oh crap. I need to hit this. I really need to hit this. It's a bad time to miss. Okay. How bad is that? It's bad for the substitute game plan. It's bad for Gallade 1. Might be good for Drifblim. I don't know, the Tyranitar game was the one game I was like actually... The Tyranitar and Tangrowth game was the one was actually quite close to losing. Is this Enzo? I wasn't very sure. I don't know, like the fact it's hailing means that Substituting against Garchomp, I mean Metagross 4 is no longer a great idea. I think I need to know what it is though. The fact that Metagross is also taking chip damage is quite relevant though. There's no way, dude. Oh, please don't boost. Please don't boost in my face. Okay. It's bad for a lot of reasons. Bad for a lot of reasons. The biggest one being that it can now randomly use Zen Headbutt if I try and go Suicune instead of Meteor Mash. I think I go Suicune. The thing that's really scary about this is that if Suicune faints, there's a huge amount of pressure on Garchomp to not faint, because Drifblim 4 beats Blissey in the end game. Because obviously Blissey can't touch it, and I'm also not sure about... I'm really not sure about Drifblim. Drifblim's a bit tricky for Blissey to deal with almost all the sets. And obviously, if Garchomp faints before Gallade, then that's horrendous. Like, there's no... The best outcome for Gallade would be Gallade free, but Gallade free is also a problem for Suicune and Hail, kind of. Like, it's spamming... I can't rest loop on it. I think I have to go Suicune. It's just really bad. It's just really, really bad. The best luck possible would be a miss. Miss. That's just, like, so cursed. Okay. Just don't crit me, I guess. Oh my god, no. Okay. How much does EQ do to Metagross? I will kill Metagross. I will kill it, but I needed the chip from Hail and Surf. I kind of want to use Rest. It's not very likely to miss, though. It really is not very likely to miss. I guess if it does miss, maybe I want to attack anyway. Okay. There's no way I go Blissey. Because if I go Blissey, I give it a chance to blow up. It's definitely Garchomp. I guess I just really, really, really hope that Gallade comes out and not Drifblim. If Drifblim comes out, I think I'm going to have to go Blissey. Drifblim 3 and 4 both very likely come out though if they are there. With the ice move and the explosion move respectively. Okay, I feel like I surely just outraged then. There's no way I switch. There's no way I switch. Outrage always kills Gallade. Yeah, I definitely just attack. I do not want to set up because I do not want Drifblim 4 to kill me with Shadow Ball and then have a chance to explode. Okay, but it's not Drifblim 3, we know that. It would be helpful to know if this was Gallade 2 or not, because that would tell me whether or not it's Drifblim 4, but it's more likely to be Drifblim 1 and 2, which both lose. How about you crit? Just crit it. Just crit it and we don't find out. Crit it, crit it, crit. Nah. Okay. No crit, okay. I am confused. I do switch though. And I don't paralyze it because of Facade. Okay. That scared me. Boost into crit. That's cursed. That is so cursed. It's fine. As long as we don't lose, it's fine. Yeah, I only played 28 games, and it feels like there were 2 or 3 close ones. Right, now. Can I find someone to raid? I was also a bit worried about my my game lagging, but I don't think it lagged on any of the roulettes, which is important. I don't want to accidentally cheat because my PC is struggling. So there is a French player playing tower. Unfortunately, my French is not feeling good today. But there was no Mamoswine today, that is true. There's a lot of Kaizo. There's actually not that much Kaizo, you know. I got so excited. I do this all the time to me. I get excited for a split second because I think I see a Frontier player, but it's me. This is my stream. I should recognize it, but I don't look at my overlay that much. No. I don't see anyone to raid. There is the French guy playing Emerald Tower. Might be fun to watch. Is anyone in the Frontier Discord streaming? Appy is streaming. But he's streaming Platinum Kaizo. I don't think so. Hey TGO. Hey TDO. I'm sorry, but we are just ending stream. I'm sorry. We'll be back on Wednesday for Battle Pike. Maybe world record. I don't think so, but maybe world record on Wednesday in Battle Pike. I think we'll probably blue ball it and end like a few 50 or 100 before. Anyway. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys.